I've been singing, I don't even know what it's called. What is it? Sink or swim, hiya. Nothing is certain, we'll never give in. Side by side, hand in hand, we all craft together. Sorry?
It's called the frog.
Oh, the frog song, yeah, that's it. Anyway, shut up, Dave. Brain's not working. I thought I'd make some, like, slides, so like specimen slides, out of
Stuff.
I was going to say crap, out of the stuff that's kind of litters my desk. So anyway, we're going to make that, and we're going to make it out of whatever I have available to me. So I am going to just going to cut this bit down. I don't have one to show you because, well, I wasn't making anything until about 20 minutes ago. So I'm just going to make it and go with it. So this is literally just a piece of found card that I literally found on the field. It's all right. It's not covered in anything horrible. It's just I just liked it because it got genuine. It's genuine, like well, it's my Womble nature. So I am 35% Womble. So I've got the hair to prove it. Anyway, so if it's all a bit random today and a bit all over the place, I'm saying sorry now. And I'm not sure what I'm saying sorry for. So I was going to use this to cut out with, kind of draw around, because I'm feeling terribly lazy. I don't want to measure. I don't know whether it's a good idea, but we'll soon see. So
go on, take the risk.
let's kind of. Oh, that's not very good pencil. See, look, this is the problem when you're not ready. This is the most unrehearsed. Well, I don't ever rehearse, but like this is the most off the cuff I've ever been. This is off the cuff. This is a tilted your neck to one side. It didn't really look. So,
well, no, not really.
So I'm just going to draw a line round here, but I'm not going to do that side because I want the box to be, the frame to be a bit bigger, a bit longer. And I like the rippy nature of this at the bottom. So the rippy nature, that's a term. It is now anyway. Yeah, it is now anyway.
The official technical term.
So I'm going to cut this out, and then we'll go from there. So you know what I mean by a specimen thing, don't you? And if you don't, then you'll soon find out. So, well, you won't soon find out, but you'll find out hopefully within the hour.
But there's no certainty of that.
This is true. And I've changed my blade for a different type of blade, and I'm not sure I like it. I'm not sure it's suitable for what I do. I like one with a point on the end. This is more useful for opening people up with. So, not that I'm going to be doing any of that. Just saying. But you know, if we ever go into full lockdown, I'm all right. I can perform some surgery. So, not that with my unsteady hand anybody would want me to perform any surgery on them. So, if I didn't become a whatever they are.
Surgeon?
A surgeon. Words don't come easy to me. Yeah, sure,
yeah.
Like I say, I'm just cutting down. I have got my light on, but I have got it tilted away so that it doesn't create a glare. Well, I'm trying not to create a glare. But if it does create a glare, then I'm sorry. That's all I can say. So, yeah, so I didn't have very much sleep last night. Don't know why. Literally just lay in bed waiting for sleep to come, and it didn't. I was just hanging around waiting for it to happen. And I'm not one of these people that will get up and go and do something else, because if I get up and go and do something else, I'll be crafting until like 7 in the morning and then have no sleep. So I just lay there, and it didn't happen. So it wasn't until 4:30 that I got up. So I got up, I mean, went to bed, went to sleep, whatever. Are people saying anything? I don't know. Am I talking? Can people hear me?
People are here. People
Brian
are
has got
watching.
the comments, so if you do say something,
I know.
he won't tell me because he's not watching. He's doing his own thing.
Do you want me to do? Do you want to? What you want to?
If you oh!
I'm throwing my glue stick around now.
Brian is throwing his glue stick around.
Eva says, good morning. Louise calls this afternoon. Eva.
Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is with you. Good. Just good.
Good afternoon, Trish. Good afternoon.
No, this is not. See, this is not a very good play, is it?
People say, yep, they can hear you.
Papa, can you hear me?
Yeah, Glasby made it.
Papa, can you see me?
Did we not have a big conversation about not singing yesterday?
We did, but you know what? I like to. It's part of me. If I don't sing, I'm not me, am I?
This is true.
So, and you're stifling my creativity just because you don't like it. It's a bit like my art. If you don't like what I do, then you don't like what I do. If you don't like the way I sing, then you don't like the way I sing. And like, don't stifle it.
We had a similar conversation yesterday, didn't we?
We did. So
that was more eloquent.
Was it?
Yeah, because I just went, if they don't like it.
The elephant in the room. Yeah, that's what Brian told. Yeah, Brian was basically coaching me yesterday and saying that I just need to be myself, and if people don't like it, then is what he said. But apparently I've just made it more eloquent.
You are the posh one out of the two of us.
Yeah, apparently I'm the posh one out of the two. I don't understand how I'm posh. I'm certainly not. I've just
asparagus when you were a child.
I know, but like that's not about.
You were posh.
Doesn't make you posh. Anyway,
I was eating my fish fingers and chips, and you were on asparagus. And probably chicken Kievs. Garlic. My mother wouldn't have put garlic anywhere near us. It was the devil's work.
Your mother should have put garlic near you. Get those vampires away. Right, just excuse me while I just have a bit of my hello sausage drink. It's the only time I'm ever quiet when I'm drinking.
Or sleeping.
Or sleeping. No, I'm not even quiet when I'm sleeping, am I? I do talk in my sleep, so. Been having some really weird dreams of late. I've had, like, you know, when I do eventually get to sleep, I'm not happy with this knife at all. What am I talking about? Oh, am I? Back in the room. What was I saying? Been having weird dreams.
You said, I'm not happy with this knife.
No, but I'm having weird dreams. So,
you said that.
My weird dreams are about like a gang of like unknown assailants, who, like every room I'm ever in, they burst in and kind of disrupt the proceedings. And I don't know what that's all about. I don't know what that's saying about my psyche.
I don't know.
No, neither do I. This is what I've made, and yes, I wanted this kind of like grungy looking thing because that's all part and parcel of me and how I like to craft. So let's get some. What am I doing? Get some of this, and I'm going to get some distressing. Now this is definitely crafting on the hoof because.
Did you craft your moose?
Because I'm crafty moose, yes. I've got a hoof, or a hoof. A hoof or a hoof? Is it a hoof or a hoof? Is it a puff or a poof? Is it yeah. Is it what else? Is it a scone or a scone? Don't get me started. So anyway, I'm just gonna ink around these.
No, because then you have to have the jam and cream debate, don't you?
Well, I am a scone type person. I call it a scone. I always put the jam on first. I know. Put the jam on first, and then I put the cream on, because the jam sticks to the bread better. The dough, the scone. And then when you spread the clotted cream on, it doesn't snag the bread. Yeah. So, and also, it doesn't. The juice from the cream doesn't sink into the bread. That's my theory anyway. It's like logic. It seems logical to me. I'll shut up now.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever really thought about it enough. And
I mean, I'm multi-dimensional. No, multi-dimensional. No, intergalactic. No, I'm ambidextrous. I don't care. I don't care which way you do it. That's basically what I mean. I don't think there's a right or a wrong. It's just a way, isn't it? So, you know, each to their own. You do you. Yeah. Each to their scone. That's a good one.
oh dear.
So you'd have to say scone then, wouldn't you?
I say scone anyway.
Yeah, I'm a scone rather than a scone. Well, they're only scone when you've eaten them all.
Bob.
Oh look, they're all scone. And if you're not from the UK and you're like thinking, what on earth are we talking about? I can't help you. Because my brain isn't good enough, isn't behaving enough to be able to help you with such things. So the reason for doing this
Can you get scones abroad? Is it a very British thing?
I don't know. Is it? Oh, I think it's a British thing, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. The reason for me the reason for me doing this is I want to put some of these into my Janeyb journal. That's the reason for doing it. So this is why I'm making this. And I've got some. I was looking for some acetate, and I've got this. And
Sandy's saying she hasn't been able to find that sort of ink blender.
This.
Yeah.
These, where did these come from? This came from, well, this one came from Wilkinson's, the store. These ones came from Amazon.
Oh, did that?
Yeah, so these came from Amazon, and they're actually, you know, face makeup blenders.
Uh-huh.
So, although I wouldn't now, now I've been using walnut stain and vintage photo. I don't think I'll be putting this to blend my makeup. Although I do wear makeup now and again, you know, cover up the blemishes, etc. I'm a metrosexual 21st century man, but I wouldn't put this on my face because I look like a, you know. Look like I've been on a very severe holiday and I've left out in the sun for several hours. And let's face it, I don't brown. This is brown for me. I've gone from being pasty white to beige. So that's the colour I go. So anyway, back to the film. This is inkjet transparency. So this is the packet. So it's inkjet acetate. So it's for printing on. Okay. And the reason I've chosen this is it was available. No, it's the only thing I could find. No, what I liked is this side has a very shiny side, and this side has a bit more. I don't know whether you can see that. It's a bit more matte. It's got. You hear that? It's got
I can't tell.
It's got more of a matte side compared to the other side. This is ASMR crafting again. This has got a smooth side. Anyway, so it's really hard to tell you the difference on the acetate. But what I liked about it, because it's obviously got a coating for the ink to stick to. And what I liked about it is because it's a kind of a matte texture, it feels old. I also thought it might take some colour as well, which I don't know. So should we give it a try?
Is that how you do it? Do I feel old?
Yeah, you're really old.
I've got a matte texture.
You've definitely got a matte texture. You feel like an emery board, Brian. Dry and crispy like an emery board.
Exactly what I was going for.
So I just want to see if this is going to take any colour. I think it needs to be on a white background to be able to take any colour. Well, not to be able to take any colour, but for you to be able to see whether it takes any colour. And it does. It does. The thing is, as you put it on, it goes a little bit sticky. I guess it's kind of grabbing the ink. So I was thinking that that might help it to look a little bit... You know when you do a transparency, and sometimes you've taken time aging the outside, the frame, but then the inner bit looks a bit new. I thought, you know, maybe we could do something. I thought there was a lot of thought going into it in 20 minutes.
It kind of was though. It went, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing this, I need this, and this.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works. I don't know whether I haven't taken my antihistamine today. That's why I haven't taken any of my tablets this morning. That's why I'm kind of getting a bit. I can't breathe. So.
Do you want them
now? Do you mind? Do you mind getting them?
now?
Brian's going to get me my.
Medicate you live on air.
Yeah. Brian's going to get all of my tablets live on air, coming to you live. This was filmed before a live studio audience. Live? What, real life? No, live. Our brain's doing that whole random firing thing again. Apologies, folks. Anyway, I'm going to use this blade that I don't like to cut that. Hopefully, to cut that. Yeah, let's cut it now. I'm going to take my pills. There's a random selection here. I've got antihistamines, multivitamins. I've got extra calcium. I've got cod liver oil. I've got my pregabalin and my
Don't ask me to pronounce
that one. My pregabalin is for my peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy. Okay, hang on. Just bear with me a minute, folks. Hopefully that'll be better. And I won't keel over. So, and if I do, it won't be because I didn't take my tablets. So, well, I've just put a pencil line in. This is crafting that's not going to plan. So, right, okay. So I'm going to put cut a line there. It doesn't matter if it's not straight, because as long as you see. As long as the window is fine. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. But I wonder if that one is going to fit that side. Oh, that'll be tight, but it'll fit. Yeah, just fit. Okay, so I'll concentrate on the front. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this on here. I'm going to have it with the shiny side facing in and the matte side facing out, because I want it to have some colour. Or should I do it the other way? No, I like the matte side. I don't like the shiny side as much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of give it a bit of a haze around the sides. It's really, I know it's really hard to see, but tough. No, that's not.
You can see it when you put the ink on it.
That's better. You can see it better now. So I'm going to put this kind of like a bit of a haze around it. So just to give it a bit for more of an oldie look. I quite like this. This is Rusty Hinge. I like the Rusty Hinge because it gives it that kind of like
Rusted hinge look.
yeah, not rusted hinge. Well, it kind of gives it that you know, like old film transparencies. The colour that they go, they get that. Sorry, Alexa just chimed in for some reason. She wants me to rate something from Amazon.
I don't know that one.
No, I know you don't. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking about you, not to you. So, I'm going to see how that's going to look in there. Yeah, it's kind of getting there. Can I have the right kind of look? It's really hard for you to be able to tell what I'm trying to get at until it's done, and then it might not be any better when I've done it. So, and I'm just going to lightly go over the whole of it, just to kind of give it that kind of a randomness. And I might put a little bit of other colour in it, or put something a bit more subtle. Some tea dye. Trying to lose a finger, Dave. Where is the other one? Let's use this one. Oh, does that look good? Yeah. Even I don't know what I'm doing now. Well, I say now. I didn't before, but you guys didn't know before. You do now. Anyway. So, this is just, like I say, once you put the ink on it, it kind of gets a little bit kind of tacky, but it does dry off. It's kind of, I think it softens up so that you know, it takes the ink and then it dries off and kind of hardens and dries off with the ink. So yeah, that's kind of the kind of thing that I want, is that kind of grungy looking. Yeah, that's good. So you can really see it on the orange as well. So let's stick this down, and because it's acetate, I'm going to use my 3-in-1 glue, because it's more likely to get a stick from it, a stick, a pointy stick. No, it's more likely to stick. So I'm just going around the edge. Try not to stick your finger in it, Dave. That's a good idea. Try not to. It doesn't mean to say I won't. And then I'm just going to stick it to here. I'll stick it all down. The good thing about it is you can see where you've stuck it, so where you've put the glue. Okay, stick it down all the way round, and we should have that. I need a piece of white paper, Brian. Oh no, I've got something white here. So there you go, you can see how it's kind of got that kind of aged kind of look to it. So the back we don't have to worry about because it's the back, and also you'll see this through this anyway. But now I'm going to stick it down the same way around with the matte side facing out, because I haven't decided whether I want this stuck into the journal or whether I want it like loose so that you can take it out, free range, so that it can escape.
So you can do a runner if it needs to.
Yeah. So anyway, put a bit of glue on the edge. So I'm even starting to doubt myself now when I say that I don't have an imagination, and yet I can come up with this on the hoof. So I don't believe I have an imagination.
You do, it's just...
I have replication. So, so there we go. So that's our kind of frame. I want to put something in it now. So I'm going to have a look amongst these. Now I want it to be on a clear background. You know those all of these ones that I've not used before because I've said I don't like them because they're on a clear background. This is the ideal opportunity Because what I don't like about them is when you stick them onto a page, they're really shiny. But this will be fine. So I just want to see what I like, what I don't like. Put it on a white background so you can see. It's okay. It's a bit.
Sorry.
Brian's laughing to himself. Brian's gone mad. I think this like, just
Just-
sat next to me going.
Kind of am. It's really.
I want it to have a bit more colour. Sorry, Brian, you were saying.
I just had this weird thought. I was just thinking, if you look at this. This is a bit of paper from last night, when we were crafting last night.
Yeah.
So, if you'd have said to me a couple of years ago, don't throw that bit of paper away, we'll do something with it.
Yeah.
I'd have thought you were mad. And then I've just sat here and torn a strip like that in half because I wanted a jagged edge on it. And then thought, I'm not going to throw the bit away that I've torn in half. I'm going to use half of it, I'm going to keep the other bit.
Brian has been
And it's just made me kind of go, oh.
been affected by my need for keeping every single piece of thing because like I might need it in the future. So good. I'm glad. I'm glad you caught that bug as well. So oh, here's some flowers. I was looking for the flowers is what I was looking for because I think it needs a bit of colour. Although I do seem to only possess yellows. So does it need something?
Is there some meaning to that?
They look a bit small, that's the only thing. Right, you guys know what I'm like. It's going to take me an age to find one that I like. Maybe a leaf and a flower. I like that because it's got a bit yellow in it on the leaf. Because the leaf's gone off. No. Looks like it's dying on the edge there. Do I like just the leaf? No. That's good. Good enough answer, isn't it? No.
Process of elimination.
Maybe a leaf and that. I just don't think it's very interesting. This is when I want some really colourful ones, and I don't have any. I've only got yellow. I've only got yellow things. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. So they're just going to go to one side. So I'm just going to stick these down. Well, I will. I'll say I'm going to stick them down. We might have to talk amongst ourselves while I try and get the back off them.
4 days later.
Yeah. So I'll see you in 4 days when I've managed to get the back off. And I will try and talk to you while I'm doing it. But it takes me an absolute age. Is that the back? I've never done that. I'm gonna have to turn the camera on every time if this has worked. Because I can't ever do it when I'm off camera. So,
But then if
well,
you
I
do-
say I can't ever. I mean, like I can, obviously.
But then you have to switch on the camera and you have to say, this is going to take me ages.
There you go. It's done it. See? That wasn't bad. I forgot now about how it laid out now, haven't I? Yeah, like that. Come on, don't rip on me. Right. Try not to get your fingers all over it, don't I was going to have it quite high up, and then I realised, no, it's stuck, it's there now. Can't have it anywhere else, because it's already committed. And then, let's see if we can get the back off this one. So, anyway, it's Sunday, by the way. Just in case you didn't know.
Lamb for dinner.
Oh yes, we've got roast lamb for dinner. Sorry, apologies to vegans and vegetarians out there. But you know, I'm not vegan or vegetarian. So roast lamb and I don't know, I quite fancy watching a film tonight. There we go. Cool, right, okay, let's stick this down before I think about something else. I really need, so guess what I'm going to have to order now? I'm going to have to order some more of these, but in different colours. So, I will be honest with you. I got these from AliExpress. You can get them on places like Etsy, etc., but they're cheaper on AliExpress. The reason why they're cheaper on AliExpress is because that's where they've got them from when they sell them on Etsy. So,
giving away all the secrets.
I can't. Oh, I know, but I can't help it because I'm too honest. So, you know, say it as it is. Accept me for who I am. So, anyway, I'm going to stick this down. Shut up. Stick this down. Shut up, Dave. Oh, I forgot that I've got this bit that I haven't stuck anything to. I just rub the glue off. That's what the other thing I like about 3-in-1 glue is it just rubs off. Move that out of the way. Yeah, that's good. Just rub that bit off. And I think I'm going to have something kind of stuck over the front anyway. I'm going to have like a ticket or a tag. I don't know, I feel like I might want to rip that as well to make it look like it's a torn edge there. Like it's got damage. There you go, perfect. I like that. You're all going, you've ruined it, Dave, put it back. I can't, it's turn it off now. I can't put it back on. Once it's off, it's off. I don't know whether that's going. I'm getting a bit confused with these now. It's a good idea if you stick something to the handle so you know what colour you've used. I kind of use them in colour families anyway. I'm not worried about which specific one I've used on it. But when I've just inked one up and then I can't remember which one I've just inked up. So I'll put a bit on there. Make it a bit random. Put the lid back on. Notice. Hesitant with the lid because I couldn't remember which lid it was. Leave that out of the way for a minute. Okay, so that's what we've got. Okay, and I think I'm going to put a word here. So, Brian, can you pass me the words?
I can.
So, like quotes and word. No word chips. No, I want the little, you know, the labels. That's the one. What I want. That's what I want. I want labels. I want labels. Labels. So something like this. These are. I was going to say Samantha Fox, but she's not a crafter.
She was not.
She was a page 3 girl, and also she was she sang, didn't she? That's how I know her from singing. What was it she sang? Can't remember.
I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember. Somebody will know.
Say that, touch me, touch my body.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that her? Touch me, touch me.
Yeah, don't sing it, Brian.
Yeah. I can't sing at the best of times, but with a nose full of snot.
Too much information. So, I quite like that, Let's see if there's anything else that I prefer. I like these bigger ones, but they're just not, I don't think they're colourful enough. Unless we go for blue. What does that say? No, that's too big. Don't like that. You won't like that at all. Oh, Brian, you're very cutting. Oh, Brian's cutting in the background.
Come for the comedy, stay for the craft.
Yes, exactly. Come for the
Oh,
comedy.
no, it's the other way around. Come for the craft, stay for the comedy.
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't.
I don't even know whether people can hear you, and they just think I'm talking to myself. So
it still applies then. Come for the craft, stay for the comedy. That man's talking to himself.
Or maybe something. Bonjour. Bonjour. I don't know. I'm gonna have to peel it off in order to know, but like then. No, don't like that. Don't like that. It's not happening, that. So, put that back in there. So, what else? What can I... Right, something off here. I'm just trying to find mayhap, perhaps. No, it's like that's not the right type of thing for that. I think that these specimen labels is better. I don't know whether it's. I think it's that one. I'm not that convinced about. I want something that kind of, maybe that kind of size, but not that. Or, oh, that's better. I like that. Yeah, that's it. Found it. Happy with that. I'm going to stick them on. So I'm going to not use the 3-in-1. I'm just going to use some ordinary glue. Oh, let's ink the edges, Dave. Better with an inky edge. Everything's better with an inky edge.
Always.
Just takes. You can't tell it's written on white paper then. So, well, written on. I mean, printed on. So, I was hoping to get a few transparencies done, but by finding it's taken me 4 hours just to do this one. Slight exaggeration. 4 hours. 40 minutes. Same difference. If you're waiting for me to get ready, then it's the same difference. 40 minutes, it'll feel like 4 hours for you. So put that on there. I'd like these kind of things at an angle. So I'm not too worried about whether it doesn't stick to the acetate or not. Is that way up yet? I'll put this on here. There we go, put that on there, like that. That's it. I'm happy with that one. So we've made that. So that's how it looks. Put it on a white background, might be better for you. There you go. So that's what it looks like. That's right. I've got some.
I've got it in A4.
Oh right. They brought me an A4 sheet of paper. Better use it, like, otherwise I feel like it's not, you know, he's not being helpful. So that's that one. Okay, so let's make something else. I think we've got some time. So that was orange. Maybe this. Quite samey. Let's make some out of a file folder. And I did find a piece that I really liked. I can't find that now. Oh, it's there. For some reason, I was just drawn to this. I think it was because it got the right sort of dimensions already, making it easier for me. That's what it was. So, so again, where's that block? Is that block going to be? Oh no, that block's all right. Going to cut that out. Don't mind it being the wrong way up. And this is going to be a bit more like a the Polaroid style frame, which I've made before, but not like this. Not made it like this. Sorry, I'm just going to have to get my bonce in. Bonce, otherwise known as head. That's very, is that very English, very British, very,
I don't know actually.
is it just a bonce? Do you know it's a bonce, don't you?
I know the term, I wouldn't know.
Oh, right. Okay. Maybe it's a Midlanders term. Maybe it's only for posh people.
Oh, I'm not allowed to use it. Is that what not posh enough?
I'm worried I'm going to slice my thumb off with this, because this blade is not the right type of blade for me. I'm going to have to go back to that other type. Just reluctant to change it now because, well, value for money. No, I'm going to have to change it. Sorry, folks. Live on the air, I'm going to change this blade. Right. Just not the right type for me. So I don't want the 10. I want the. Are these the right ones? I can't remember what they are. Well, I'll only be able to tell from the shape. I can't see on the outside of the packaging which one it is. Open it up, have a look. Yeah, that's the right shape, that's the one I need. Put them back in there. Okay.
I've got that same song stuck in my head.
Sorry, Brian. Brian's now singing Sam Fox. So
you'll be glad to hear not out loud.
Yeah, it's just that you'll be glad to hear not out loud, which is very true. We're not. We are glad. We are glad. Sorry. Okay. Is that in? Yeah, it is. Cool. Right. Okay. Normal normal service has been resumed. What? I don't even know what. What
is this house?
I keep thinking, what on earth is that tickling my leg? I've got shorts on today, and it's the wire from my microphone. So, just in case you're wondering, probably not. Oh, much better. That's the kind of cut that I like. Yeah, perfect. See, I'm a happy bunny now. Well, happy moves actually. Can't see that line though. Right, there we go. I think that's it. Got my tongue out. Sorry, just bear with me a minute. Although with this knife I'm likely to cut it off. Although I could do with cutting that lumpy bit on my tongue off.
No.
I've got a growth on my tongue, so I'm sure it's fine. It's just a hard lumpy thing on the top of my tongue. So told you more information I probably need to know, but there you go. Sharing is caring. Or sharing is giving away too much information in my case. I'm going to use that line, a convenient little line there. I'm going to use that to cut that off. There we go. So we've got a little frame. Okay, what I'm going to do, I think I might try and age it a little. Do we have? Yes, it's there. Right, this might not go to plan. I might completely ruin it, but you know, it's what life's all about, isn't it? Giving things a try. A bit of water on there. So this is just distress oxide. I could do with a thing to mix it. Have you got a paintbrush there, Brian? A little one of any kind of descrizione. That'll do. Just want to mix this up a bit. And then I was thinking if I stick that in there and then stick that on there. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. I'll do that again. Just trying to give it a bit of a, like it's seen the walls. This is like not something I normally do, so you're probably all shouting at the camera going, you could have done that this way and you could have done it like this, and like, you know what, coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't. So done it this way. So just might mop that up now with that. So just get the rest of that up. Just put a bit more on there on the front. Just want it to look a little bit, you know, old, grungy. That's it. Bit grungy. Miss Grungy. Is that like Miss Vanjie?
Miss Comanche. Miss Comanche.
So anyway, there we go. So give that a bit of a dry. Stop it from blowing away. It's buckled a bit because it was wet and now it's dry, but like that's alright, don't mind that. Might have to go in with another colour. Is there anything a little bit, hold on, just fallen down. Is there anything a bit darker? No. No. Oh, what's that? Frayed burlap. Burlap. What is burlap?
Sacking.
Oh, like Hessian.
Hessian.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'd know it's Hessian. Is it? I guess it's an Americanism, is it? Burlap.
Yeah, I think so.
We would call it Hessian. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, that's what burlap is. It's Hessian. If you're in the UK.
Or it's a Tim Holtz distress colour.
Yes, it's just a colour. Yeah. No, I just wondered what it was because like I've never.
Yeah, because we talk about like a Hessian bag and they talk about the burlap sack.
Oh right, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so burlap is Hessian in the UK. I mean, like until I was a crafter, I hadn't heard of the term burlap, so I guess it must be just an Americanism. So, oh, cool! I like the way that's gone all water blobby. So that's what I love about distressing when it gets that dapplyness, that watery blobbiness.
Technical term.
Yeah, watery blobbiness.
Blobby, blobby, blobby.
It makes sense in my head, so as long as it makes sense in my head, that's what matters, isn't it? It definitely gives it that kind of like aged look though when you've got that watermarky thing. But obviously these are all better when they're left to dry naturally, but I don't have time to leave anything to dry naturally. Don't have patience to leave anything to dry naturally anyway. So just want to dab that off with something. My face? No. We won't use my face, I'll use this instead. And then hopefully that's given us some more watermarks. This is when I get out of my depth because I'm kind of doing something that's mixed media that I don't normally do, so
It's how we learn and grow as artists.
it is. Learning and growing. The only thing growing at the moment is my waistline. So, although back to Slimming World next week. So, there we go. I'm just going to get rid of that dirty mess. This bit of dirty mess. Get rid of that now. You don't want to be leaving that now, do I?
No.
Okay, so now we've grungified it. I'm a bit happier about that. It looks a bit more dirty. So, I just don't have. I used to have a different brown on. I don't know where it is. So, but never mind. I feel like I want to add more to it, but like, I've only got 10 minutes left.
You can do distress inks the same as you can do.
I know, but I like the chalky nature of this. Chalky. Maybe a mix of those two. Let's see what that's like. Mix the two together. Maybe put a bit of that in it. With that, no. Let's try it. Put some of that. And mix that in with it. It's like an experiment now, so just mix it all together. Oh, if I basically mix all of the colours together, I'll get brown anyway. So, like, I feel like it needs to be more brown. This is when I need the sprays because I don't need the sprays, Dave. It's not a thing that you need, Dave. You just keep telling yourself you need new thing, more. I need more, I need more. More crafty things, I need more. And I don't need more at all. Sorry, just squeegeeing that along. Use the tools that you've got in front of you, why not? Let's do this. Do with like a more of a, I don't know where my little jelly plates are. That would be perfect. You know, there's little ones that go on a ink block.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where they are. Oh, this is doing the thing that I want it to anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I like the blobby nature of that. Let's stick that the rest of that in there. Sorry, I've gone quiet. I'm like, it's not about concentrating now. It's more about like exciting.
Well, that's it tucked.
Yeah, like that's it. Everything now is going to be covered in this brown gunge. So I just like it. I like the dirtiness. I like it dirty. Right, moving on. So quickly, yes, moving on quickly, and therefore getting myself out of trouble. So just going to dry this off a little. What I don't want to lose is too much of that blobby nature. Yeah, I really like that mottliness. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, okay. Right, let's do the rest of it. So now that I've made that look really grungy, I'm definitely going to have to make the acetate look grungy, which typically with acetate I've lost because, you know, it's transparent. And once you've moved it, you've lost. Oh, no, found it. Got it. It's all right. Panic over. Yeah, just be careful when you're using acetate. Remember where you put it because you've got no hope of finding it again. Right, I'm going to just do a line there. That's the other good thing about it having a surface to it. You can put a pencil line on it and, well, and technically see it again, but I've lost it now. That's there. Just trying to do it on a black background, Dave. So if I cut down there, right, yep. Move that out of the way, pencil out of the way, chuck everything out of the way. That needs to go in something. My mouth, a tea,
Coffee.
coffee. Yeah. Don't want it to dry out on the thing. Right, okay, that's got a line in it. It's got like a fault line, so I'm going to cut that off. The fault line, it's not a fault line. It's not going to cause an earthquake, so I so much prefer that style of blade. If I do that, hopefully I'll get 2 out of that. If I do a line somewhere around there, maybe a bit further up there, and cut that in half. Try and put it on the white bit there, and then you'll be able to see it again. Cut that in half now. Is it in half? It's like almost.
Did you do that perfect?
I've just done the whole. Again? Yeah, Brian thinks I'm a witch.
And he can cut acetate.
I have this ability to look at a piece of paper, Okay, I'm not going to put myself into pressure and actually do it now. But I have an ability to look at a piece of paper and then cut a line through the middle of it, and it'd be the middle, and it's
perfectly,
so they literally line up. And I don't know how I do it, but I can do it with like any size paper. And I kind of
a witch.
Yeah, I'm a witch. I need burning. So.
So we've tried and done.
Yes, they tried to burn me, but you know, being a witch, it doesn't work. So I always thought that was a really bad way to find out whether somebody was a witch or not. Burn them, and if they didn't survive, then it's like, oh no, actually they weren't. That's all right. Okay. Oh damn it, they're dead.
But that was pretty much all of their different methods, wasn't it? Here's someone we think's a witch. If we piss them off and they survive it, then they're a witch.
Yeah, yes.
An angry witch.
An angry witch, yeah.
If they die, then they're innocent.
Yes. But like that's a bit like, you know, let's find out if it's a wasp. Let's put it in a jar and make it really angry, and then I could say, oh yeah, actually it was a wasp because it stung us. So
a particularly virulent variety of stinging wasp. But yeah, it's fine.
Again, just making this kind of that kind of agey look around the edges. That I really like that yellowed acetate transparency. This would be great for actually making like faux sellotape, sticky tape. Is it? Yeah, sticky tape, acetate, Scotch tape, isn't it called in America? So something like that. Yeah. Don't know.
Sticky tape.
Sticky tape. It'd be great for making that kind of faux. Like if you've got this kind of transparency stuff. I mean, I make my faux sellotape out of sellotape. So. But, Brian, do you think I'm not making any sense now?
No, that just tickled me a little bit. I made my foot sellotape out of sellotape.
I was thinking Brian thinks like, well, when Brian can't understand me, I know that you guys have got no chance. So this is a little bit big. I don't want it to stick out to the side, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off. I'll stick that on there. It's going to not hang over the side. Great, that's fine. Okay, so again, I need something to go in it. But which side is which is the front? That's the front. Words don't go. Oh, don't sing that again, Dave.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. So I was thinking about words, sticking words to this. So.
And suddenly F.R. David's in your head.
Is that who sang it?
What was that? What's his name? F.R. David.
I don't know. I thought it was something like somebody like Leo Sayer or. I don't know. I don't know who sang it. I just know it's in my head. It's better than the frog song, so.
That's true. Go with it.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
No! That wasn't a reason to start singing it. You just lost it for the day.
Cool. So I'm going to stick that to there. Where's my lid got there? And what am I going to stick inside it? What should I put inside it, Brian? Not helpful. Not helpful when he doesn't say anything back.
A wasp. Get that wasp out of the jar.
Get a witch in there.
Get the wasp out of the jar and stick it in there.
Okay, I've just thought I'm looking for things in here, but I think they're all at the side. Let's just take them all out today. Oh, tear it. Oh, that's doing it.
That's doing it.
There's a pink one in here, and I'm just thinking maybe something in pink. Well, it's very
pink.
It's very lightly pink. Oh, Dave, that wasn't a very good thing, was it? It's kind of hanging over the edge of it. Didn't stick it in very well, did you, Dave? Put that bit of acetate off there. Oh, you can't see that probably, but I absolutely can because I'm a perfectionist.
No, I can't see it.
Can you see it?
No.
All right, okay. I can just see a bit of acetate, and like a microscopic piece, about 0.5 millimetre, just hanging over the edge, and I can't cope with it. So.
I was going to say a bit enough to cause a distraction for the rest of your life if you don't get it off.
Yes. So anyway, if I put this right, let's put the acetate on the back. Where did I put that acetate? What's there? Do one thing at a time, Dave. Maybe that's what you need to do.
Nah, that's no fun.
Will this fit on here? And if so, which way up does it go? So I realise I've run over a bit, folks. I don't know what I'm running over. Because it's my channel. It's my time. I can do what I like. It's my life. It's my life. No. I don't know where that came from either. So, life? What real life? No life.
Honest God, and you look at me strange when I quote lines from films. And look at you.
Do we have to look at
Almost everything you say comes with its own soundtrack.
Yes. Maybe that? Oh, that is not pink though, is it, Dave? You've got the pink one out because you liked it. And that. Maybe a cluster of. I think one is just a bit. I don't know. What do you think? Not sure. Not sure. Not sure. Guess what? I'm not sure. They just look too like an odd couple just been thrown together.
Like a specimen and a slide.
Yeah, but like they're not meant to be together. So
maybe they're not. Maybe they're from 2 different packets.
Maybe they are. And actually they are. I mean, like that looks ridiculous. That's ridiculous, Dave. You can't do that. But this is the worst thing about this because it takes me so long to pick something. Maybe the yellow is the thing. Oh, that one's great because that's like just a piece of plastic. That's not actually anything on it. No, it's too messy. That's the same. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Don't like it. Can't make me. I think it just needs a different colour with it. Okay. Maybe that. Maybe that's the thing it needs. It just needs an orange. Maybe that'll do. Maybe. Please be the right thing. Otherwise, this will go on forever. Oh, it's happening. don't care now. We're doing it. We're going in. I want more now. I want more of these things. These ones that I didn't like.
Yeah.
I want more now. I didn't like them because they were shiny. And now I like them because they're perfect for the acetate because they blend in. So, right. Well, if you're going to commit. Don't. Yeah, that'll do. That. And then that one. Maybe that one like that. Yeah, that'll do. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Tommy Cooper's just come out. Is it? Was it Tommy Cooper? Yeah. Come on.
Where do these people come from?
I don't know. They're all in my head. They're all here with us now.
It makes for an entertaining afternoon.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Right.
You never know who's going to visit.
Yeah, no, you don't. Yeah, it's a bit like poltergeist. You never know who's going to visit. Right, move that out of the way. And let's stick this down, and then I can think about what I'm going to stick like around it. So I'm just going to stick something around here. Don't want to get too close to the edge of the acetate of the window because it will squeege onto it, and then that'll look nasty. It'll look nasty. If you can, I don't know if you can hear, but Worcester's in the room going, "Oh, look at me! It's all about me. Look at me. I know I can hear you." Oh, I just said that about don't get that on the front of your acetate, and I've just done this, exactly what I said. Don't do. There we go. Let's get it rubbed off.
Be gone. Come on.
So that's that. We're going to finish up in a minute, but I'm just going to put something else with that. I think I want the word to be up here, or maybe something here and there. Because, like, you know, that's no pressure, is it? Two things. Nope, they're not labels. They're flowers, Dave. I actually looked at the label and read it as labels. It actually says flowers. So, again, more of these Tracy Fox ones. I don't know whether I want the green. No, I need something else, another colour. I'm always drawn to the green ones, though. Maybe I want brown. Bit of brown. Maybe that one that I put back last time. No, too big. Takes up too much of that area. That's what I don't like. That's in green. No, don't like that. No, don't like that. No, don't like any of them. Not the right thing, not in the right place. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. No? Oh, I like that. Maybe there, or maybe there. It says pink stand.
I've got others, hang on. Got a few out. And I'm only using one, so.
I sound like him now.
Where did you get it from?
Maybe that.
No, it's my last spare one.
Okay.
Well, it's not. There's loads.
Or maybe that. Oh, I quite like that there. Like that. I think that's. Do you want those back?
You're going to use them.
You're having them back.
Oh.
Do I want that on there, or do I want that on there? I like that. 3 days later, Dave has finally chosen a label. No, I like the red.
Because Tracy Fox makes such good ones.
Yeah, Tracy Fox does make really good labels, I have to say. I have to say. I don't know why I have to say, but I do. I feel I have to. Let's just check. Just going to make sure that I've done the right thing. No, I think that. Sorry, Brian. No, it wasn't good enough. You're right.
Oh.
So I've got that. Let's stick this down. I'll stick it with 3-in-1 because it's on acetate. Well, mostly on acetate.
They come at night.
Oh.
You have to stop saying mostly. That always brings that in my head.
They come at night mostly. What's that from?
We should go in now. They come at night.
Oh yeah, Aliens.
Mostly.
Is it Aliens or Alien?
Aliens.
Or...
The second one.
Yeah. I won't say mostly again then. Well, I'll try not to. I'm saying I won't. I'll try not to.
Yeah, but when have you ever known me not have something pop in my head from a phone?
Yeah, that's true. And then you wonder why I sing things. It's like I've got songs in my head all the time. I'll try not to sing songs now. So. Sing a song, make it simple to last your whole life long.
I know you so well that I sang the same song.
Yeah. Don't worry that it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing a song.
Help! Someone come and get me.
Brian needs rescuing. So there you go. I've done another one, and I've put a white sheet of paper down that Brian gave me for me to be able to showcase these things. Oh, it's there. I've lost it. So this is the other one that I've made. Okay, so there you go. So from like literally 20 minutes before doing this, I had no idea what I was going to do, and now I've done all that.
And now I've got no idea.
That kind of got splattered by me stamping, but I quite like that. It's got a bit muddy splatter on it. So there we go. That's the two of them.
Oh,
so
dear.
there we go. So that's today's live over and done with. So you're free to go and find some.
Save yourself.
Yeah, run, save yourself.
There's no hope for me.
No, leave him. There is no hope for him. Trust me. He's been around me far too long. The crazy has set in. So I'm kind of thinking I might want to kind of splatter that a little bit now. So you know, I said I was finished. Well, I am finished. But I'm just making a bit of splattering mess. I'll just stick that in there. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, I'm going. This might change radically next time you see it. So, anyway, thank you very much for joining me today. I know it's a slightly longer video than normal. I hope you've had fun. I don't know. I don't even know what I did halfway through. So, halfway. I don't know any of it. It's all a blur to me. So, anyway, you all have a lovely afternoon, evening, morning, night, whatever time it is that you're watching this. My name's Dave, also known as Crafty Moose. I am signing out for today. Thank you for watching me. I'm going to tidy up a bit because I know it's a right mess. This you can tell when I'm crafting in. I was saying gay abandon, but I always do that anyway, so being gay. So I'm going to go. Thank you very much. As I always say, I love you without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. So you all have a lovely evening, and sending you lots of kisses. Mwah, 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 and a big crafty cock. And I've just thought, maybe that should go on there. But sorry, I'm going. That's how my brain's firing. Bye. Stop this before it gets out of hand.
Too late.